Hey, what's up, people? It's Brother John coming to you. There's some insights and opinion on current events of the day. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, we see our president entertaining former Al Qaeda leaders, people that were sworn enemies of the United States, but now they're in favor and they're meeting with the president in the White House. And then you have the Crown Prince meeting with the White House, and he got questioned on some of his actions. We still have some reporters who are actually trying to get real news out there and ask the hard questions. So let's just take a look at this exchange between a reporter who dared to ask a tough question.
Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust
Who are you with?
And the same to you, Mr. President.
No, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the
But the
worst.
question is
One of the
legitimate,
worst
sir.
in the business. But I'll answer your question.
Thank you.
As far as this gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it.
Now, if you don't know what they're talking about, this reporter, I think his last name was Khashoggi. I'm not sure what his first name was. I think he was a son of Arab tycoon. But anyway, he was critical of the Crown Prince. So I think they had him somehow or another. He ended up in Turkey. And long story short, they killed the man. But they didn't just kill him. They chopped him up into little pieces and sent him back to Saudi Arabia. And this is what the lady was asking the question about. And here comes Donald Trump to the defense. And you see the little quirky smile on the Crown Prince's face when Trump did that. It was like, okay, yeah, my attack dog is going to take care of this for me. So, wow, that's just, I don't even have words to describe that. But let's take a listen to this other clip of our president in action berating another reporter.
What did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years.
In the
Quiet.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
I think you are a terrible reporter. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. What the Epstein is a Democrat hoax. Your crappy company is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it now?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. We have the sitting president of the most powerful country in the world at this time acting like a schoolyard bully. There's no other way to describe it. I mean, listen to how he berated the reporter. You're a terrible reporter. You're a terrible person. How does he know that? And then he calls one of the ladies, Piggy. I mean, that is just straight high school behavior. Somebody needs to talk to this man and let him know. I don't think he understands the gravity of the position that he holds. He's the president of the United States. He's not a schoolyard bully, although he's acting like one. And this does not set favorable view of him in the world. I mean, could you imagine Vladimir Putin acting like that, or Xi Jinping? Now, regardless of what you think about them, they act like world leaders. They don't act like kids in the playground or on the schoolyard. They act like world leaders. Our president acts like a child who doesn't get his way and has a temper tantrum and lashes out at anyone around him and blames them for his temper tantrum. I tell you, man, this is just, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, their presidents come and go, and I don't really put a lot of stock in a Democratic president or a Republican president. They all come in and make their promises to get elected, and then the next thing you know, they renege on their promises. And Trump is no different. He said he would end the war in 24 hours. Yeah, how's that working out? They promised to release the Epstein files, and then the files were on someone's desk. And we had these influencers that were given folders. We've got the files. We've got the files. Then all of a sudden, the files disappeared. But now they're back, and they're supposed to be released sometime soon. At the time of this recording, they had not been released as far as I can see. I haven't seen any breaking news flashes. And it was funny that they had to vote on that. The Department of Justice could have just released those files. I don't understand why they needed a vote. Maybe there's something I'm missing there. But suffice it to say, they've got pictures of Trump and Epstein hanging out from way back. And I don't care what anybody says. You hanging out with people that do certain things, now whether you do them or not, you've probably seen them doing them. And my guess would be he might have been a little bit more involved. I'm just guessing because we know he's very litigious, and I don't want a lawsuit slapped on me for making claims. I don't know. I'm just saying what I think, what I believe. So I don't really think anything's going to come out of these files, whoever gets released. And just imagine the JFK files that we were supposed to get. Nothing. But we all know what happened. But they won't tell us, and they can't tell us because that would just destroy the system. The system that's built upon lie upon lie upon lie. Everything that we've been told in the last, for whatever, who knows how long, we don't get told the truth about anything. And this is just another example. So those Epstein files are probably going to come out, and there's going to be, they may have a sacrificial lamb, a couple of lambs in there that's sacrificed to feed the hungry wolves and satisfy the MAGA crowd. But other than that, no one in charge is going to go to jail. No one of any stature or position in the government is going to go to jail. You notice how that works? They always have these hearings, and people recant the hearings and talk about them. And he really rained on him, and we really got tough on those guys. And they huff and they puff, and at the end of the day, nobody goes to jail. They never do. The housing crisis, banking crisis, nobody went to jail. And one last item, which I probably don't need to mention, but just in case you aren't following the investigation that Candace Owens is doing in regards to the murder of Charlie Kirk, you probably should. First of all, I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk. I really hadn't even heard of him prior to his assassination or his murder. And I guess Candace was pretty good friends with him, but she's doing the work that the police should be doing, or the authorities or someone, but I don't imagine they would do it, because it seems like this is going to implicate some people in some high places. And she's reaching out to the community. Kind of reminds me of what Bill Cooper was doing back in the day. He was setting up a citizens investigation group. I forgot the name. He had an acronym for it, but basically it was just regular people doing intelligence work, gathering information, going to places, and so that's what she's using. She's using the community to pull in that information and discount a lot of things that have happened. And a lot of lies have been told about her, about what happened. And like I said, I don't agree with everything that she says or does, but if someone's telling the truth, or if someone's trying to bring out the truth, then we can agree on that. Far too often we just argue or discount someone just because they have a different point of view than what you have. But when you have something that you can unite on important events, or just come to an agreement that, okay, we agree on this, then you can start moving forward. It just seems that we've come to a point where you can't, if I disagree with you, or if you disagree with me, then we're enemies and I hate you. And that's just not the way it should be. So like I said, I applaud her efforts for what she's doing. And, of course, she's probably got that lawsuit against the president from a lawsuit against her by the president of France. Can you imagine that? The president of a foreign country suing you. And that's another great one that she's doing and exposing stuff. So I applaud her effort. No doubt. She's got some courage, because you're messing with people that will take you out. And I don't mean out to lunch if you're trying to expose them. So hope she keeps up the good work and find what she's looking for. So anyway, going to end this and hope you guys have a good evening, and we'll see what's going on tomorrow. Hopefully when we wake up in the morning, it'll be Christmas and the Epstein files will be hanging off the tree. So anyway, peace out.